back to my channel. I'm Donna. First, I want to start off with thanking my new subscribers. I'm gaining traction and I appreciate it, and I love the comments. I try to reply as quickly as I can, so forgive me if I'm a little delayed, but thank you. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Well, now we're at part 5 of my book haul because I can't stop buying books. I just ordered some more the other day. I need to start a book anonymous group, really, and I would be the lead of it because I love books, and especially hardbacks. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of my books are hardbacks. So I got a lot to show you, a lot to talk about, and I want to get going. First of all, as you know, this is Hispanic Heritage Month for the month of October. And I have a few Hispanic authors on my shelves, and I can't show them all, but please pick up a book by Hispanic authors. I don't know if you qualify, if Edgewood Danticat, everything inside is considered Hispanic, but she's from Haiti. And then I have Elizabeth Acevedo, the Poet X. She is Dominican Republican. And autographed, and I got the opportunity to meet this author, and that's Sandra Cisneros Caramello. I have not read this yet, but it's autographed. And she is from Mexico. So try to support our Hispanic heritage authors and pick up a book, read it. So now what I want to show you are my book hauls, still from the month of July. July was a big month of purchasing. So we're going to start with There Will Be No Miracles Here. This is a memoir by K.C. Gerald. Let me tell you, I found this at a Dollar Tree store. I paid $1 for it and tax. But you can't go wrong when you see a book by a great author and you only have to pay $1. I also like to support libraries. I have a library card. I can download my library books. But anyway, that's another topic. Let's get back to this. K.C. Gerald comes to our fractured times as a uniquely visionary witness whose life has spanned seemingly unbridgeable divides. His story begins at the end of the world, Dallas, New Year's Eve, 1999, when he gathers with the congregation of his grandfather's Black evangelical church to see which of them will be carried off. His beautiful, fragile mother disappears frequently and mysteriously for a brief idyll. He and his sister live like boxcar children on her disability checks. Casey, following in the footsteps of his father, a gridiron. Okay, y'all have to excuse me because it's very gloomy here and I'm not getting my natural light. So I'm stumbling a little bit, but I'm going to get through it. Okay, back to it. He's living like a boxcar children on her disability checks. Casey, following in the footsteps of his father, a gridiron legend who literally broke his back for the team, is recruited to play football at Yale. He enters a world he's never dreamed of. The anteroom to secret societies and success on Wall Street in Washington and beyond. But even as he attains the inner sanctions of power, he sees how the world crushes those who live at its margins. He sees how the entire perpetuate the salvation stories that keep others from rising. And he sees most painfully how his own accession is part of the scheme. So this is a memoir, and it was circulating when it came out. I don't have the year it came out, but it's been out a few years. And he was on talk shows and they did interviews with him, and apparently it's a very powerful, moving memoir. So I'm looking forward to that. My next purchase was Nervous Conditions. I saw on another booktuber's channel that this was a very, very good book. I think she gave it 5 stars. So I said, okay, well, I write down the books I want to purchase, and this was one of them. This is literary fiction. It is a modern classic in the African literary canon and voted in the top 10 Africa's 100 best books of the 20th century. And I cannot say her name. Tsitsi, Dangarembga. Y'all have, oh, forgive me. I have another one of her books. Believe it's called The Mournable Body. And the cover attracted me. As you see, I'll show that over my shoulder. But I have not read that. But I heard this is an excellent one. So this is about 2 decades before Zimbabwe would win independence and ended white minority rule. 13-year-old Tambuzai, I cannot say that last name, embarks on her education. On her shoulders rests the economic hopes of her parents, siblings, and extended family. And within her burns the desire for independence. She yearns to be free of the constraints of her rural village and thinks she's found her way out when her wealthy uncle offers to sponsor her schooling. But she soon learns that the education she receives at this mission school comes with a price. Ooh. Ooh. And then you get to learn a little about probably Zimbabwe's culture. I'm sure this is not purely fiction. I'm sure there's some true facts in there, I'm guessing. But I'm looking forward to reading that. And the cover's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Nervous Conditions. Next purchase I made was Love in Color. These are short stories by Bolu, Babalola. This is a romance. It's romance stories. Bolu Babalola finds the most beautiful love stories from history and mythology and rewrites them with incredible new detail and vivacity in the debut collection. This is a debut. Focusing on the magical folk tales of West Africa, Babalola also reimagines iconic Greek myths, ancient legends from the Middle East, and stories from countries that no longer exist in our world. So there's several stories here and I'm sure they're worthy of reading. But again, this is another culture that I get to learn about, read about. And okay, this was a purchase in August. So now I'm into the month of August of my books that I bought. I've gone out of July. Now August. All right. Another purchase, What a Mother's Love Don't Teach You by Sharma Taylor. And this is a debut of cultural heritage fiction. That cover's gorgeous. Okay. At 18 years old, Dina gave away her baby son to the rich couple she worked for before they left Jamaica. They never returned. She never forgot him. 18 years later, a young man comes from the U.S. to Kingston. From the moment she sees him, Dina never doubts this is her son. What happens next will make everyone question what they know and where they belong. And I love the title, What a Mother's Love Don't Teach You. And that is so very true. If any of you are mothers, you know there's a lot that love just don't teach you. So this is, and it's pretty thick. Let's see. Oh, and here's the author. And this is about, how many pages? Acknowledgements. Mama. 412 pages. 412. All right. And another purchase in the month of August. How Beautiful We Were. So her other book is, I believe, Dreamers, if I'm correct. Well, I have it up here so you can see. But this is by Imbolu, Mbue. I'm probably messing that up as well. But this is the book. How Beautiful We Were. This is literary fiction set in the fictional African village of Kasawa. How Beautiful We Were tells a story of a people living in fear amidst environmental degradation wrought by an American oil company. Pipeline spills have rendered farmlands infertile. Children are dying from drinking toxic water. Promises of cleanup and financial reparations are made and ignored. The country's government, led by a brazen dictator, exists to serve its own interests only. Left with few choices, the people of Kasawa decide to fight back, but their fight will come at a steep price. I can't see. One which generation after generation will have to pay. Ooh. So this sounds almost like, what's that movie where she goes and she's fighting these companies and she garners attention. I'll put it up here since I'm talking about it. But fighting against big corporations that mean no good, this is really going to get into some, I'm sure it's probably partly based on some true facts, but I seem to have a lot of books here that are from other countries such as Africa, Zimbabwe, and so on and so forth. So those will enrich my culture. Reading, even though it's fiction, it just brings awareness. And so anyway, as you know from the last video, I'm reading on my Kindle, which I received through NetGalley for review. Homeward is a novel by Angela Jackson Brown. It is a historical fiction. I just started it, and man, it's good already. I'm loving it. I'm not even out of the first chapter, and it's taken a lot of my attention. I love it. But I also didn't realize, because I said I had never heard of this author before, that I do have one of her other books, and it's When Stars Rain Down. And apparently she received a lot of accolades for this as well. I own it, but I have not read it. So I'm sure if her writing style is like what I'm reading now in Homeward, this is going to be good as well. So that is what I'm reading. And I'm also reading for this month, by the end of the month, I have to have this read for our book club, and that's Take My Hand. I mentioned that in my last video as well. And I am in chapter 8. I'm really listening to it in audio. So I alternate. When I'm in bed and I don't want to wake my husband, I do the Kindle read, which is Homeward. And then when I get a chance and I'm listening on audio, such as when I'm at my bookstore and between customers, I'll listen to Take My Hand. And this is good as well, with a lot of historical facts. So I'm looking forward to that book discussion at the end of the month. And quickly, I just got in the mail today. I received another book for review. So I just took it out the envelope. I haven't even looked at it yet, but I know I requested a copy of this book, and it's coming from Baker Publishing Group, and it's called Crowned with Glory. And this is by Jasmine Holmes. Jasmine L. Holmes. You can't, I don't know if you can see what she looks like. But this is how proclaiming the truth of Black dignity has shaped American history. And it looks like it's a very, oh, they've got pictures in here. There's pictures, talks about some history. The print is very fine. It's fine print. It's short, but I'm sure it's impactful. It's 100 and no. Afterwards, it's 203 pages or so. So I gotta read for review. All right. Well, and quickly, I'm enjoying making my journals. Well, I don't know if anyone has ever ordered from, I hate to trash the company, but Thrift Books. Not one of my favorite sources of buying books. On occasions, I have broken down and said, okay, I'm going to give them another try. But this last time did it for me. So I got some books. They were both in bad shape. Maya Angelou books. One had no cover at all, no dust jacket, and they don't tell you. And the other had a jacket, but the jacket was just beat up, destroyed, torn. So I decided, and I didn't want to throw the books away, so I decided, well, I'm going to make my own cover for it and keep the books in my library for me to read, because they were books I really didn't have. And this one is called Gather Together in My Name. Well, this is what I did. I decoupaged, this is a napkin, on the book. I kind of deconstructed the book cover and put this praise of reviews on the back. I left the spine so that I could read what it was, and I put these little medallions on there with the book plate, with the name of the book. So, and I'm doing another one, in the book corners to make it look a little more polished and fancy. And so this is my book cover, my own homemade book cover. So, and also I'll show you at the very end of this video a journal that I really love how it came out. It was a gift bag. So far, my gift bag journals are awesome. So you'll see, if you hang in there at the end of this video, I'll show you a before and after of my journal. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, because I will come at you. I'm trying to migrate through all my book hauls and hopefully show you some other good books that may not be in your library or your TBR, but you find interesting. So come back and I'll see you later. Bye.